I'm not seeing Super Pets. Okay, so I was able to see Bullet Train early, which is pretty cool, right? So I decided, let's review it early. So if you don't know, Bullet Train is about assassins who are all on this bullet train, obviously, and it all kind of revolves around this suitcase, and they kill each other for 2.5 hours. So I mean, that's basically what it's about. There's more to it, obviously, but that's the gist of it. And if that sounds like something you're into, then go see it, because that's exactly what this movie is. I think this movie is not very good in terms of like the script, but it's still pretty fun. It's a pretty fun movie. It's a mess for sure, but it's a fun one, and I'd recommend it. So, like I said, this movie's about assassins. They're all trying to kill each other, and there's a lot of character. A lot of character, a lot of characters in this movie, and a lot of different moving plot lines that are all sort of their own separate thing, and they sort of come together, and they sort of don't. And there's a lot of action scenes and humor and comedy and cameos, and yeah, this is definitely like a thrill ride of a movie. And I don't mean it as like, oh, my blood was pumping the whole time. I mean, that's what it's going for, It's a movie that is constantly like just sprinting from beginning to end. And for some people, you're going to be into that, and for some people, you're not. They're not. But for me, I think since I knew what this movie was going in, I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it. But I mean, the worst part of this movie is definitely the writing. There are some really bad plot holes in this. Like, why doesn't this character just like why doesn't this character tell his son that this thing is happening so he doesn't get shot? Minor spoilers, I guess, but I'm being vague about it. Why does this character not care that much and get over the fact that somebody close to him died? Why does this character like not like hindered at all by being poisoned? Like just stuff like that you're just like whatever. Um, I mean, whatever. It's an action movie that you're just meant to have fun with, and it's fine. If you really wanted to be nitpicky, and if you wanted to be a part of the no fun police, you can absolutely go and look for plot holes in this movie. You totally could, and have fun doing that. But I mean, I don't like being that kind of person. Be like, turn your brain off and have fun, because I think that's just like really just a backhanded compliment. But I feel like for this movie, I wouldn't say turn your brain off, but I would say know what you're getting into. Like, just know that the movie doesn't really make a lot of sense, and there's so much stuff in it that is just that you're like, that can't happen in real life, and a lot of dumb decisions from characters. But I mean, the movie, it is what it is. It's not a masterpiece. It's not amazing. I wouldn't even say it's as good. Like, I was hoping this movie would just be like maybe a little tighter. Like, first off, this movie's too long. Well, not first off, but yeah, this movie's too long. It's like 2 hours long, and it didn't need to be that way. The third act, especially, really drags. And there are some scenes towards the first and second act that do kind of just go on for a little too long. But I think at the end of the day, it's still got a lot of great scenes in it, and actually surprisingly a lot of great performances. Like Joey King plays this villainous character. Brad Pitt is very likable in this movie. I will say that I never looked at his character and saw his character, like I never saw him as like an assassin. Like that was the one character where I found it hard to believe that this guy is like a hitman for hire. Like everybody else, I was like, yeah, they kill people, but him, he felt more like he felt like Free Guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it's more in the writing than Brad Pitt's performance, because Brad Pitt is really likable and funny in this. I mean, not every joke is great, but there was no joke in this movie where I was like groaning, like like Marvel jokes. Oh, he's right behind me, isn't he? There was nothing like that. But I mean, I never like busted a gut laughing or anything, but there were a few funny lines and scenes. The best characters in this movie are fuck, what are their names? Lemon and Tangerine, Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry. They are the most entertaining part of the movie. I would love to see a movie just about them. And they're the only characters with any kind of like heart and soul to them in this movie, I felt. And also other characters who I'll mention in a bit. But they were the most entertaining part of the film. They had great chemistry. They had the best action scenes. There's one action scene they have that's not even on the bullet train, and it's probably the most entertaining one in the movie, and it's early on. So there's also these other characters. There's a grandson. a grandpa, his son, and his grandson, and their story arc is actually pretty interesting. It feels like it's from a completely different movie, but it is definitely a very well done storyline, and it comes together pretty well in the end. Um, this movie actually is the biggest compliment I can give it, besides like the action and all that stuff, is that it's pretty unpredictable. I mean, like if you tell me you know exactly where this movie's going, then you're a liar, because this movie just goes in a bunch of different directions. And I admire it for that. It constantly kept me on my toes, and I was never bored. I was always invested in what was going on, you know? Um, the movie's got a lot of cameos and a lot of characters, uh, and I mean, it's like you remember that movie Free Fire, where the whole movie was just a shootout? That's kind of what this movie is, except it's just a job, an assassin job on a bullet train. You know, if you're looking for like story and character and emotion, you'll get some character for sure, some really fun characters. But if you're looking for like a great story, I don't think you're gonna find it here. You're just gonna find some really good action, fun comedy, like decent enough characters. Um, this movie shows way too much in the trailer. I'm really glad I didn't watch that second trailer, because I basically would have been able to put together the whole movie. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a really 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 high octane film, and it's not gonna be for everyone. I can see some people who are like probably wouldn't enjoy this film because they might find it obnoxious or just really stupid. And yeah, it's stupid. There's a scene where a character is literally on the back of the bullet train, not on the roof, on the back of the bullet train, and he's climbing it like nothing. He's climbing it like he's going on the back of a pickup truck. Like, it's so, like, really, come on. But I don't know. I don't know. For this type of movie, I was just along with it. I was just like, okay. But like I said, there's a ton of plot holes and a lot of dumb shit that makes no sense. But the actors really carry it a long way. Joey King in this movie, she plays a villainous character. She's a lot of fun. One thing about this movie, and this is weird for me because I don't like talking about this kind of stuff when it comes to movies, but here I think it was a little distracting. And correct me if I'm wrong, but throughout the movie, they hint at the big bad of the film, the ultimate evil. It's minor spoilers. Well, kind of. I guess spoilers. But they hint at this big villain in the movie. And you're like, "Oh, okay." And he's basically the head of the yakuza, right? So you're thinking like, "Okay, obviously it's going to be a Japanese dude, and he's going to be intimidating, he's going to be scary as fuck, and it's going to be cool. He's going to be a cool villain." And then they reveal who he is, and it's Michael Shannon, and it's like, why is a white dude the head of the Yakuza? What? Like, this movie was already in some hot water over whitewashing, so I don't think this helps. I mean, some people might not have an issue with that, but I can definitely see how that can be seen as problematic. And I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. But I don't know. Hollywood's a shitty place. Have you seen that new Amsterdam trailer? It sucks, man. Seeing a lot of actors that I really like and respect are working for this piece of shit director. It's just Hollywood's a shitty place. It really is. It's sad. Sorry to get, a little serious in this review, but I don't know, man. It just that part really rubbed me the wrong way, and I can imagine it's gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way. Um, but yeah. All that aside, is the movie good? Yeah, I wouldn't say it's amazing. I wouldn't say it's going to become like an action classic like John Wick or something. But I think it's an entertaining enough watch. Like I said, the third act is where, I think a lot of people are really going to get a kick out of that, because it is like just super, it's really insane. It's one of the biggest third acts I've seen this year in a movie. Um, for better or for worse. Brad Pitt's good. Joey King's good. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry. And even some actors who have some smaller roles in the film, like Zazie Beetz and Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. They're good too. And even, I don't know. And there's some really, like I said, there are some like action scenes that are genuinely really funny. And there are some action scenes that are genuinely really badass. So I do like this movie. I think it's entertaining. I think it's fun. I'll probably never watch, well, I'd probably watch it again. But I probably won't be thinking about it much, but I enjoyed this movie. I'd recommend it. See it in like a big theater with a big crowd. You'll get a kick out of it. Um, I wanted this movie to be like just a really great action film, and it was just a really fun action comedy. And that's fine. That's fine. Sometimes a movie can just be okay, and that's fine. It's a fun movie. Um, CinemaSins is gonna have a great time with this one. But yeah, Bullet Train. It's like I said earlier, it's a mess, but it's a fun one.